Have you ever wondered why flying United feels remarkably similar to flying American or Delta? That's no accident. These three aviation giants deliberately mirror each other's moves, creating what economists call a textbook oligopoly. When one airline eliminates change fees, the others follow suit within weeks. Free Wi-Fi announcements? They come in waves across all three carriers. This synchronized dance extends beyond policies to the flying experience itself. Legroom measurements, snack selections, lounge amenities, and reliability metrics hover at nearly identical levels. Smaller carriers like Spirit and JetBlue deliberately differentiate themselves. But the big three have discovered something counterintuitive. Similarity, not differentiation, drives their strategy. In oligopolistic markets, standing out on product features risks destabilizing a profitable equilibrium that benefits everyone at the table. The price-fixing problem. Price competition represents mutual destruction for these airlines, so they've essentially agreed not to engage in it. Algorithms allegedly standardize fares between carriers, ensuring no single airline can undercut the others significantly. This leaves product offerings neutralized and pricing effectively coordinated, eliminating two traditional competitive battlegrounds.
Now what remains?
Network design becomes the sole arena where these titans can genuinely compete. From 30,000 feet, their route maps appear interchangeable, crisscrossing continents with seemingly random patterns. But zoom closer, and subtle strategic differences emerge. Each airline has carved specialized niches through the nuanced architecture of their flight networks. These distinctions determine which carrier dominates specific markets, captures particular customer segments, and ultimately, who wins the endless game of aviation chess being played across American skies. United's gamble on depth. Consider a peculiar route. Anchorage to Washington, D.C. United operates this 7-hour narrow-body flight despite terrible economics. D.C. sits 3,400 miles from Alaska, pushing the 737 MAX to its operational limits. Long-range flights suffer from weight restrictions and fuel inefficiency. The physics of carrying fuel to carry more fuel later. Chicago would make infinitely more sense as an Anchorage connector, positioned perfectly for East Coast passengers. Yet United launched this route anyway, betting on local market demand. Enough D.C. residents and Alaskans would pay premiums for non-stop convenience to offset the economics. They were right. The flight returns for its second summer season, exemplifying United's core philosophy, aggressive risk-taking to capture network depth. Unlike conservative competitors, United believes in inducing demand through convenient connections. They serve fewer daily flights than American but reach more destinations globally, spreading operations wide rather than deep, accepting lower frequencies to maintain geographic breadth. The Christchurch experiment United's depth strategy reaches extreme levels internationally. They fly to 58 long-haul destinations versus American's 26 and Delta's 41. Much of this involves serving secondary cities in strong markets. Both competitors fly to Tokyo, but only United serves Osaka. Both reach Auckland seasonally. But United alone connects North America directly to Christchurch, New Zealand's South Island gateway. Patrick Quayle, United's network planning executive, explained the Christchurch challenge in interviews. Domestic routes rely on traffic data, showing existing demand through connections. But Christchurch data couldn't demonstrate viability because tourists historically booked only to Auckland. Then separately arranged South Island travel, United's theory, offer direct Christchurch service and leisure travelers will restructure entire trips around that convenience. This represents pure induced demand, requiring subjective confidence over quantitative proof. If successful, United monopolizes the market before competitors can react. Their Tahiti and Cape Town routes validated this risk-taking approach. American's fortress strategy. American Airlines pursues the opposite philosophy. As the second-largest U.S. carrier by destinations but largest by passenger count, they prioritize domestic volume over international breadth. Their investor presentations explicitly state this. Our short-haul network is the foundation of value for customers and investors. They offer international service primarily to remain competitive for corporate contracts where global connectivity influences business decisions. London Heathrow serves as American's European solution. 24 daily flights provide nearly 7,000 seats, representing over one-third of their European capacity. This concentration makes perfect sense, given limited wide-body aircraft after controversial pandemic-era fleet retirements and ongoing Boeing production delays. Through British Airways joint venture, London provides comprehensive European connectivity, without American assuming full network development costs. Beyond Heathrow, they focus exclusively on major markets already served by competitors. Not a single American European destination lacks United or Delta service. They're not competing on convenience, or minimizing costs and risk. Sunbelt domination, Americans' true competitive advantage, comes from geographic luck. Their investor presentations show blue dots representing airports where they dominate through destination count or frequency. These concentrate overwhelmingly in the Sunbelt. Arizona, Texas, Florida. These fastest-growing American states see American as the dominant carrier, a position the airline aggressively reinforces through strategic hub placement. Consider El Paso. Delta barely competes with one Atlanta flight. United offers Denver, Chicago, and Houston connections. But these hubs sit far from major passenger flow orientations. American operates to Los Angeles, Chicago, Phoenix, and Dallas. The latter pair nearby and perfectly oriented for east-west traffic. Phoenix connections reduce El Paso-San Francisco itineraries from 6 hours to 4.5, a decisive passenger advantage while lowering Americans' operating costs through reduced mileage. They dominate with 16 daily El Paso flights versus 8 in Boise, where northern geography favors United and Delta's Denver and Salt Lake hubs. Delta's premium middle ground, Delta strategically positions between United's breadth and American's efficiency. Remarkably, their investor presentations barely mention network strategy, relegating it to appendix slides. Instead, Delta emphasizes brand as their competitive advantage, positioning themselves as the premium U.S. carrier with differentiated service quality. Their economy class once featured welcome cocktails, hot towels, appetizer selections, and departure chocolates, but these disappeared post-pandemic without returning. Today, Delta lacks major objective differentiation beyond consistently superior on-time performance and anecdotally better service. Yet customer perception matters more than objective reality. Delta commands revenue premiums through brand strength, loyalty programs, and credit card partnerships, not network competitiveness. They're America's third-largest airline by destinations. With networks less vast than United's and less geographically efficient than American's, Salt Lake City serves adequately, but cannot match Denver's superior local market, expansion capacity, and geographic positioning for Mountain West destinations. Atlanta remains their crown jewel, perfectly capturing north-south passenger flows while competing effectively for east-west traffic and dominating the American South. Join mine crafted for more fascinating deep dives into the systems that shape our world. What surprises you most about how these airlines compete? Have you noticed these strategic differences in your own travels? Share your experiences and observations in the comments below. We'd love to hear which carrier has won your loyalty and why.